Go live, go live. We are live. Go live, go live. We're live. Are y'all ready? Make sure that Instagram is running. I think it is. Good morning, all. It's Friday. It's Friday. We're ready for. Good morning, Nori. Ready for a good OPEX day in the market because it is OPEX. If you don't know what OPEX is, we've heard it called quad witching. Don't know if you know what quad witching is, but we're going to talk about it a little bit this morning. Going to talk about what is this? What does it all mean? How does that affect you? What should you do in the middle of it? In the middle of it, what should you do? Hey, good morning, Ward. Good morning, Marcia. Yep, what should we do in the middle of all this? Because it's a lot. And sometimes what you do in the middle of the storm is you just stand still. You just stand still. Get your bearings, give it a minute, let the stuff do what it do, and then you swing back around when it's all set and clear. So that's what we're going to talk about this morning. What do you do? What do you do in the midst of all the, hey, Tanya, what do you do in here in on an OPEX day when there's all kinds of stuff coming from all kinds of angles? How do you manage that? That's what we're talking about. How do you manage that? Okay. Whenever this screen pops up, there we go. Um, we're looking here at the VIX this morning. It's at 13.64. Let's make it a little bit. 13.64 is what the VIX is at. It's up 2.71% or 0.36. VIX being up generally gives you a little bit of marketing down. Know how far down. We did have a little bit of a pullback yesterday. Even though it looked like it was a drastic pullback, it wasn't really all that drastic, but it felt like it in the moment, right? When you're right there, we've been doing all-time highs for so long that when it starts to pull back off like that, like it did yesterday, you'll feel like, oh no, the sky is falling. But the semis really did a drop yesterday. I think Nvidia dropped like 11 points or something like that yesterday. I personally, and this is just my opinion, I personally believe that they're pulling Nvidia back, or people taking profits. Let's say they are pulling, because things are traded by algorithms and such, and the market makers. I won't call them manipulators because this is YouTube, but the market makers are making that price come down so that way people can go ahead and get out of their positions and then enter for the next set of positions. Okay, so I personally don't think Nvidia is done moving upwards for a while. So I think it's just profit taking and people moving, taking their money off the table, setting new positions, able to move on forward to the next one. Stock market news for June 20th. The U.S. stocks ended higher on Tuesday. Okay, down to closing new record highs. Nvidia continued to surge to new highs, even though yesterday it was definitely a pullback. Okay, so that's what's going on with the VIX. Yahoo Finance is up next. Come on, baby. Investors are buying into AI and Musk any way they can. U.S. futures edge lower as AI rally shows signs of fatigue. I don't know if the AI rally is fatigued. It might just be taking a pause, but I think we're going to be doing AI. Why does this feel like yesterday's thing? AI is going to be around here a minute. I don't think that's really going anywhere. Okay. Even though that can't be yesterday, I just opened it this morning. It feels yesterday-ish. S&P futures, 500 futures slip after index briefly tops 5,500. Oh yeah, the indexes and the indices, the way you got to say it right, because you can say indexes, but that's not the way to say it. indices. The indices popped above 5,500, and so the S&P index, and then SPY was also above 550. But as soon as, I think I mentioned it yesterday, I was like, if they gonna pop up there, there's probably gonna be a rejection, because that's one of those psychological numbers, and it ain't gonna run across there the first time and stay. It's just not the way market seems to go. It goes up and comes. Let's go back, get a little strength with that, with an F, not strength. You got to get strength and then run back again. And then after we run back the next time, maybe you get to stay across. Second or third time, you get to stay across the line. But you don't generally go across the line the first time and get to stay over there. Neuralink, I'm see what's over here on the thing. How much money Americans say they need to have saved for emergencies. Palo Alto Network to pop more than 20%. Ooh, analyst calls for, listen, Palo Alto Networks has been, PanW, is it? PanW has been making its move. I think that's one of Kathy Wood's stocks, isn't it? Not Kathy Wood, the other lady, the one who's the congressperson or senator. What's her name? Anyway, I think PanW is something that she's in on. Fast food customers shifting to casual dining chains. SpaceX unveils a backpack-sized Starlink mini satellite internet antenna. Oh, God. Okay. Used car retailer CarMax posts 33% drop. In first quarter profit. This is a no bueno for CarMax. Might provide an opportunity for the options traders. Weight loss drug contender Zealand Pharma jumps 23% on trial results. Zealand Pharma. I saw a commercial the other day from, was it King of the Hill? And they were going on and on about the little boy in King of the Hill. This was like a commercial for it. I was watching another show, and this was the commercial because I don't watch King of the Hill. But they keep replaying the same commercial about him getting in on these. He needs to get on these weight loss drugs, and they're mentioning the weight loss drugs like by name. I told my husband, I was like, if this ain't an ad, I don't know what is. Even though it's a commercial for a show, like, why are we talking about these particular drugs like directly in the show for a kid? Thinking, Nancy Pelosi. Thank you, Tanya. Her name would not come to me, but I think that's who's in on PanW. So today's Friday, Flash Manufacturing PMI and Flash Services PMI is happening at 9:45. Notice this is a red folder. So it's going to happen right after the market opens. Just know that's going to cause a little bit of volatility. 10 o'clock, we've got existing home sales. CB leading index month over month. We saw yesterday that the housing starts was down, way down, and existing home sales might be down as well. They're anticipating, see here, last time it was 414. They're anticipating 4.08 million, 408 million, or 4 point, anyway. They're thinking that's how many. But we'll see what happens. Natural gas storage is at 10:30. So pretty much you want to, as sellers, I want us to always be mindful of the stuff that happens first thing in the morning, because the first thing in the morning is a lot of volatility. And as a seller, that's not really where we thrive. Okay, as a buyer, you might want some of that, maybe, but even as a buyer, I think at 9:30 there's so much happening. Unless you're a scalper, you probably should wait, let the market decide a direction before you start jumping in. The 9:30 folks are definitely just trying to get something off the pop real quick and then pull in and pull out, basically. So I see on investing.com, natural gas storage, monetary report, existing home sales, all this stuff is the same stuff that's from the other, except for these speculative positions, and this is for our futures and all that good stuff. So that's there. It is there. Okay. So it's OPEX day today. OPEX is where it's also been called, not sure if you've seen it, heard it called, this is also called quad witching. At the end of every quarter, the third Friday of every quarter, third Friday of the month of each quarter. Yeah. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. At the end of every quarter, on that third Friday, you have all kinds of stuff that expire at the same time. You've got some bonds that expire, some stocks don't expire. You got options contracts that expire. You've got futures. I mean, you got several things. I think it's four things. I'm missing the fourth one, but there's four things that expire at the same time. So it causes all of this turmoil. Generally, the week of quad witching, which we've seen a lot of movement happening this week, definitely on OPEX day. So what happens is people will be closing positions that they had for the quarter, right? You got quarter closings, you got monthly closings, you got weekly closings. I mean, all the things. And then those people who set every quarter position will reset quarter or the next 6 months, or people buy leaps. This is where leaps get opened and closed. Also happens around this OPEX period, right? All these things are happening all at the same time. I sure hope this is on the right server, but it's feeling like it's not. This keeps jumping. No, it's on the right server. So all the things are expiring, then people reset. So in the morning, yesterday, today, we'll see, hey, Asleen, you'll see that positions are, you got buying, you got selling, you just got a lot of volatility. So as a seller, I would suggest that you let the morning, that you give it a beat, like Janet Jackson said, even though she said, give me the beat. But I would suggest you give it a beat, that you let it do what it's going to do. Whatever positions you have, like for me, I have some credit spreads for the week. I will seek to close those first thing in the morning. I'll try to get those closed off, so I'm not in the fray in the afternoon. But if you're trading zero DTEs, I definitely would wait until afternoon to see what kind of direction you want to have, as clear a picture as possible, taking you into expiration, right? And if you can, as long as you can wait to open and close, if you're doing zero DTE, of course, as a seller, we can do zero DTE at 359, so you don't have to rush in at all. But as a buyer, of course, you want to work with whatever direction you're working with. But today is the day to be careful. And sometimes you could just say that, if it's your first time watching OPEX or you're watching quad witching, just watch. There's nothing wrong with watching. We learn a lot from just, being a sideline person. Just watch and see what happens, right? Now, as sellers, we also do set our positions for next Friday. So if you want to look at some of those, we've got some things we'll look at here in the morning. This morning we'll look at maybe for next week, but then you're setting those positions for next Friday, not for today, because today would be a day trade. If you want to use your day trades, that's fine with me. I'm not telling nobody what to do with their money. I'm just saying that generally we set on Friday our positions for the following Friday, so we let Theta give us some assistance over the weekend. Theta's a good helper. Theta is a great helper. Okay, so OPEX day, you're watching. There's a lot happening. There's a lot going on. You definitely want to just watch for a minute, a lot of minutes, and let some direction get settled, especially if you don't have anything that's already open. There's a reason for you to jump in there if you don't have to. All righty. I heard several people talking about going into the day all cash, going into the day with their positions closed or way, way down. And that's a good thing to do, right? All right. That was my suggestiones, even though that's not a Spanish word. Suggestion. Okay, so CarMax earnings this morning, and I think they had a big pullback. So we're gonna have a look at CarMax and see how that turned out. We're gonna look at CarMax here soon. Let me get it on my chart. When I get ready to go there, I'll be ready. Let's go see what Adam had to say for this morning. Adam Mancini, again, level-to-level trader. He trades the ES. So we have to take and adjust his numbers to the SPX. There is a 70-point gap between the ES and SPX, still a 70-point gap. So when you take his numbers, subtract 70, and those should be SPX numbers. But he said yesterday, after 8 green days, SPX finally lost the support at 54.90 to trigger shorts. First in weeks, and we flushed 35 points. Bears control until 54.90 is reclaimed. Until 54.90 is reclaimed. At this point, we're at 54.71, looks like. We're at 54. SPX 500 is at 54.71. So we're not quite we haven't quite claimed it back yet. The plan today, it's OPEX size way down. 54.65 is support. Keeps 54.72, 54.79, and 54.90. Back test alive. If 54.65 fails, then we sell to 54.49. Okay, this is for the SPXers. And if you're trading XSP or you're trading SPY, your numbers are going to be about 10% less than this. You can move the decimal one place over, and 90%, I guess, less. You could take, anyway, move your decimal one place to the left. XSP, you're trading XSP for the day. 549 on the call side, 544 on the put side. You want to watch this put side to make sure if it starts to fall, really fall, that you got yourself covered for the bottom side or the top side, because it could decide after 54.90 that it's going to run back for 5,500, and you want to be prepared either way. You want to be prepared either way. Okay. So these are this is the list of trades that we're working on all week. As of yesterday, I didn't look again this morning. All of these were ready, and they were a successful set of trades. So if you are using this list, again, there's hundreds, thousands of dollars right here in this list, and definitely thousands. If you put on these contracts, you could do one of each, honestly, or you can pick one or two or three that you like and just put on a little bit more size and run it that way. You could definitely do that. Okay. So we put those out every week. Chart your way to 100K. The training course is still available at my website. At this point, it's still $200 off, but the extra 4 weeks of training, that part's off the table because we started that yesterday. Those who were signed up to do that, we started that yesterday, but you can still get the course for 400 days. You can get the course for $200 off. You can get it for $497. Good morning, Lisa. You can still get it for $497. Okay, let's go to the charts, and then I'll swing back around to that. Let's go to the charts. We want to look at CarMax. So let's do that. If you got any other stock you want us to check out for the day, go ahead and put it in the comments. Go ahead and put it in the comments. This is CarMax. This is it in the pre-market over here to the right. It's had a pullback. Okay. If we were looking at, where are we? Here we go, a horizontal line. That would be support, resistance here, resistance, not support. And if we were looking at, I kind of don't want to put this on here. I may need to go to the daily chart to show that it could pop back up to here and nope. Come on, give it back to me. Here we go. We've got some room here in our broadening formation. Let me go to the daily chart to make sure I like those touches. Make sure I like those touches. I'm not sure that I do just yet, but you can always add more on here. I think these two. What's the high of this one? 72.04. The high of this one, 72.05. So it's 1 penny higher. But that is a formation. As far as these go, I don't see one there that I really like. You could done this one, but Okay, so either way, let's go to put on some horizontal lines. Support, resistance goes in some horizontals, but we also have formations where the price can be going into like a cone shape, a broadening formation, it is called. Let's put on some support and resistance. This is our support. There we go. My computer's moving quite slow. I think it's because Thinkorswim is also running. So what I see, CarMax, now we can, if you wanted to look at CarMax for today, I personally would probably put on for next week, not for today. If you were doing credit spreads, you'd probably want to go out a week. But because in the pre-market, we've got a little bit of a drop here. It wasn't a huge drop. You might want to watch and see how today plays out, give today a little room, and then see if you want to put on something for next week. Let's go with CarMax, KMX. Anybody got any trades that they're concerned about, that they're worried that it's going to breach today, or it's already breached and you're watching? I think I heard Tanya talking yesterday about EMPH. I hope that's working out for you. June 21st. Let's look. Oh, CarMax only does monthlies. I'm not a fan of the monthlies. I like them to do every week. I like them to do every week. Call credit spread 67. It's a plus minus 5. So 60. No, it's plus minus 5 puts us at like 77.5. Oh, and it's a 2.5 spread. Y'all doing the most. You a monthly and you a 2.5 spread. All right, 77.5 would be where it would be. Even for today, though, it's looking like it's going to pay. It's saying $60 now, but the market's not open and it's falling during pre-market. So I don't know if it would pay $60 for a 2.5. That honestly would be a 20% return on your money, over 20% return on your money. But I'd kind of be shocked if it's paying like that. It's currently, well, it closed at 71. Are we looking at CarMax? Yeah, it closed at 71.36 and it's currently at 71.55. So not necessarily a downwards ride. Let's go back to see what we see in this chart. Looks like it's at the same place or a little bit higher than it was yesterday. So let's see. CarMax might, even though it had a little drop, it don't mean it. Obviously, it don't mean it's going to drop, right? Let's go back. I went to the daily chart to see what we had here for support and resistance. And looks like 71.66 is resistance here. You got some wicks that have gone up above it. The next one up is 72 and some change, right? 72. So on a daily, and it's been kind of in a zone. So you might even be able to iron condor it between the 69 and if you wanted to go down to 68.21. If you wanted to go down even further. So now let me go back. Let me go back and see what's over here. Over here. Okay. I'm not a fan of the 2.5 spread, but if you wanted to utilize a day trade today, it might be something you do, or you put on for July and then with the plan of closing it when it's ready to close, that's an option too. So 74% out of the money, 65 or 62.5. I probably would go down to 62.5, especially if I was going to watch it do whatever it do today. Subtract 5 from this puts us at what, 65, 67, 60, 66, something like that. So I would probably go 65 would be safe, maybe safe in air quotes. Okay. 62.5 or 65. I like 65 actually. And 77.5. Let's see if we change it to verticals. 65 is paying $67. These numbers are really nice, but I don't know if these will be really nice by the time the market opens. But these numbers aren't bad for a 2.5 spread to pull in $67 on one side and then pull in $60 more on the other side. We'd have to see. But I'm gonna put CarMax on my list though, so it can get a revisit. Okay, let's go to Carvana. I see Ward has put in here. Good morning, Carmen. Tanya said I closed out yesterday. Just had Google CCS. I'm putting in a close order right now. Yes, go ahead. And then whenever it's ready, if it gets around you're ready, Tanya, send it. Don't be fooling up. With it. Okay, here's Carvana. We got Carvana on the daily chart. Some good resistance right here. Notice it hadn't been able to really get past the 110, I believe that is. Hadn't been able to get past there. And Looks like our support. There's one in here. I really don't like that one as much. I'd really go down in, what's this, 103? The numbers are so little over there. 103, you probably could swing down to the bottom of this, which would be about 101, 100, and then there's another set down here. Now remember, when you put lines, horizontal lines, even though they go at the close place or they can go at the wick, just pick whichever one you're going to do. And you just know that it's a zone. You need to know it's a zone, that even when you put your things on here, just know that it is a, whatever support and resistance you put on is a zone. It's not a hard number, it's a zone. All right. So I also see Carvana's been kind of hanging around in the spot a little bit. Carvana has actually traded really well as far as premiums and stuff go. It's been trading really, really good. So let's get offering some decent premiums, right? So let's go see Carvana. It's been steadily moving upwards. It had a pullback. You see, it did have some pullback, CVNA, but it's been doing its thing. It's currently at 108, 109. It's got a little bit of a downward in the pre-market, about 80 cents. So if we're looking for today, which I don't know if you would be 106 today and 113, right? So if you were looking today for today's expiration, 106, these numbers are probably going to be wonky. 106, $7, no bueno. And 113 is $16. So $23, you could, $23 would be good for a one spread. That may work, but then you also could go out another week. Let's look at the single and our probability out of the monies, down to like, we had a plus minus 8 over here. So we subtract 8, puts us at like 101. 101 is 82%. I like that one. And if we add 8, we're at 118. 118 and 101, I'm liking both of those. 101, $3. No, we got to wait till the market opens on that. We need to see some stuff. And 118, okay, buddy. That one, I'm hitting the wrong number. It's $16 as well. You're doing the most. I don't know how to silence that indicator, but as soon as I put it on a chart that it likes, it has some signals. It'll say, yep, count us in. Count us in. Okay. So what I would see here is definitely going above this, above the 110, which it currently is like at 108, but you see there's good resistance here. Your next resistance up would be 116. The plus minus 8 takes you to 118 for next week. So if that's something that will be of interest, again, not investment advice. Call credit spread at above, what's this, 116 I said? Yeah, at or above 116. Call credit spread, I will get down into, we said 101 if you take away your 8, at or below 100, 101 or 100. PCS at below 101. That's what I see for Carvana. The robots are talking. Yes, the bots are saying, hello, we got some stuff over here. Look at us. Look at us. Look at us. Look at us. Let's see what we got. Apple for next week. Let me turn on. No, don't see my pivots on this one. So that means this one needs to come back on. Okay. So we're on the daily chart again. This is Apple. You see Apple has come up here, pulled back some. It had its big run last week when they had their little dealio, but it's pulling back off of that. Okay, so this is 217. I think that is a 217. Yes, 217. This big old candle here would be, there's a fair value gap in the middle of it, and the middle of that gap is going to provide some support. Let me go to my other side so we can see the pivots. Close, 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 close. Okay. Let's do Apple because it's what we want to see here. Are we on the daily? Not yet. Whew. What is TM, Ward? Okay, this is Apple. Apple's coming into some support. You see here at the line at 208. This is the pivots indicator. So you're going to keep that in mind as it comes into this 208. It could definitely do like it did here, stop, pull back. So it could give you some more upwards movement here. So there's also another one I told you, but in the middle of that fair value gap, there was one which is at 200. So if you wanted to look, I mean, you could do either way. You could look at a put credit spread staying above your 200, or you can look at a call credit spread staying above 224. 224. 224, what I said, 224 and 200. I bet the plus minus is like 12 or something. Let's see what our plus minus is for Apple for next week. Plus minus, oh, it's only a plus minus 6. Plus minus 6 for Apple for next week. Look at Tanya in the 2.5 spreads. You better go, sis. You better go, and go. Let me change this to bigger so y'all can see clearer when we're on here. Look and feel. Oh, it's already on very large, so we should be able to see comfortably. For next Friday, would that say 200? Plus minus 6. Actually, we don't need to be, probably need to be this far. 84% is at 202.5 and 76 is at 205. 205 is going to be a little close. 202.5 would work. It's currently at 210. 205 would probably be fine too, but 202.5 if you were going with the bottom side, and 217.5 if you go into the top. 202.5, paying $26 in pre-market. Of course, market's closed. And 217.5 is paying $27. So if you are feeling iron condor-ish, remember, I always say iron condor means you want to put on one side as it's closer to that position or that direction, and then you want to put on the other side when it's moving back in that direction. So that way you can get as good a premiums as you can. I want to show, I put a video out yesterday, and the video is about using the alerts to help you enter credit spreads and get more premiums when you enter credit spreads. I'm going to link this video here. I want to make sure that it gets linked. My computer's moving very, very slow because it's got a lot happening. Come on, baby. You can keep working. You keep working. Yeah. We got stuff to do today. So continue to do what you do. Come on, we got stuff to do today. Why are you not showing this? That's weird. Okay, where are we at? I don't know why that's showing nothing. Okay, let's go here. Y'all still with me? We still with you? Yes. All right, I'm trying to go grab this video, but you see, this is like, you know, a lot. Let's go ahead and grab the video link. I'll put it in the comments. This is a video that tells you how to get more money at entry when you're doing credit spreads. Because when you're doing credit spreads, your max profit basically is set at entry. You're getting your maximum money, you're getting it at entry. So you want to get your max profit. You want to make sure that you get as much as you can then at entry. Here we go. Get shareable link. Go ahead and give me the link. Okay, I think it did it. Let's see. Yep, that's it. Okay. All righty. I think we talked about Apple going. If you went up above the 224, that's gonna feel very, very, very far away, man. Gonna feel too far. But I said 217.5. All right. Come on. There we go. Call credit spread at above 217.5. And puts credit spread at or below. I think I said 202.5, but you probably could get into 205, but better safe than sorry. Better safe than sorry. Okay. That's Apple we looked at. Right. Let's move to Google for next week. Yeah, I see something went on with Instagram. I'm seeing that, Instagrammy. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. Okay. I'm not going to worry about that right now. We're going to keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. Push it. Okay. We are on Google now. We want Google or Google. They trade a little bit different, but. Okay. See a good little bit of resistance all here at the 178 or right at 179. If you want to go up to this candle, 179 and some change. This candle up here is actually there too. So it did jump up here. Now this went up as high as the high of this candle is 182. The high of this candle went all the way up to 182. The resistance is showing 180.97 on this pivot point, 180.97. So you might want to go up to at least 181 or a little bit higher than that if you were going to do call credit spread. Okay, that's where there's some resistance here according to the pivot. I do see, no, it's been filled. I was going to say I see a gap here, but it's been filled by these wicks. So 175. Is that 175? Yes, that's 175. Time frame continuity has us going, more upsides. And you see, we've been in this zone for a little bit of time too. So Google may, again, just like Apple, may offer some an iron condor opportunity. Let's go look at Google. Let's go look at Google. Ward, tell me which trades you're in. Tell me what trades you're in. You got credit spreads, call credit spreads, put credit spreads. Tell me, because you always bring interesting stocks to look at. So if we're looking for next Friday for Google, I would do 172.5 is an 82%. It's a plus minus 4. If you subtract 4, put you at like 173. So 172.5, that's good. And 182.5. So a 10 point, 172.5, 182.5. 172.5, 170 is paying $27 in the pre-market. Well, my indicator seems to like everything you're putting up here, Tanya. And the call credit spread is 182.5. It's paying $37. So that's over 10% here. It's at 177.98 is where we are. Okay. So now what do we say? 172.5, 182.5. Okay. And so we can put that on our chart too. I do like, Tanya, that you're picking some and then you're just renting and repeating. That's a good way, that way you're watching similar things every week and you're not trying to watch. You can get a really good understanding of, how stock moves. Some people will say so and so always does this, right? So if you get comfortable, with that, watching the same stock and watching their movements, then you'll be just that much further. You'll be charting them, seeing how their chart moves, how you can technically analyze them, and it's going to just put you in a position where you're going to have more confidence, even when the price is moving towards your strikes, or when your trades may feel like they're being threatened. If you have a good understanding of the stock and how it moves, then you're going to feel more. You're going to definitely increase your confidence in the trades that you're doing with them. All right. I think Amazon is going to have some upwards movement this week because it got a little pop. I think I saw something about some payment thing they're going to have, that they're starting to do on Amazon, something to go with our girl Alexa, that they got something set up for that. Looks like the resistance here is 187.4, and it kind of ran right up here and came back out of it. So, but it's on the move again, going upwards. Okay, came right down here to support, and talk about good leg out. It's like we're on the move. We're on the move. Okay, time frame continuity shows us going upwards from here. Amazon does have some room. So I would probably go with the put credit spread. And if I was going to do a call credit spread, I'd wait for it to come on into the zone a little bit more, just to see what it does up here. You've got a pivot place at 180.5, but current price is 187. So you don't need to be that low as far as your strikes. Put credit spread at below, what's this, 182.5. Amazon must be a 2.5 also. Let's see. I see some more comments down here. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss any comments. I know she can, but when you say the out loud, then she will start answering. So I'm just going. I know she can spell. Listen. Be doing the most. She's the epitome of doing the most. But I mean, sometimes this is good, because I definitely will have her to turn on and off the lights. That's it. Do that. So yeah, if I was looking there, I would look at the 182.5 and maybe 187. Let's switch over to see what we got going for next week. You said on the 28th. 182.5 is going to feel a little close because it's a 71%. It's a plus minus 6. So 180 would be better. So 180 on the bottom or below, and adding 6 to the top. I probably would go up one more to 195. That's an 87% probability of having money to 195. I said 180 and 195. Yeah. 180 is paying $31. and 195 is paying $20. So I would wait for sure on the top on the call credit spread. I would wait there. Let me see. I'm going to change this to 180. I think I decided that 180 was a better place there. Okay. All righty. TM, we said. Okay, this is going to be our last one. Toyota Motor Corporation. This is the chart. Wow. This chart. Wow. Wow, the gaps. Why all the gaps, Toyota? What are we doing here? Oh my. Well, I mean, anything can be charted, but there's a lot happening in this chart. You usually expect the candles to kind of touch each other a bit, just a bit. Try to get closer. Come on, give me the rectangle. There we go. I need to figure out how to put my little thingies over here, how to put them along the top. I've seen people do it where they're all just there to touch on. I might need to check into, if anybody knows or has some trading view, stuff, maybe let me know. This one, Ward gonna make me do my good charting this morning. Why is Toyota, that's not where that gap starts. Why is Toyota going down like this, Ward? Any idea why it's been going down like this? It does seem to have hit some support. Not strongly, so it definitely could dance here and drop some more. So it's not strong support, doesn't seem to be. It stopped it, but let's see what's back here, because you can always look back at it. It's that same place back here in June. Am I on the daily chart? I am. Wow. June 17th. Oh, that's January. I was like, we're in June. Why is it so far back? January 17th is where there was some support. And there was a gap, and the gap got filled way over here in June. Talk about waiting to fill your gaps till later. This gap here was from way back, and it's still here. There's a big gap between these two. Just got filled down here. Wow, wow. Okay, so I would hesitate to. I like the fact that it could be good for a put credit spread, but because it's been coming down so much, and now that it's here, it could potentially bounce up. You got support at 190.89. So this will give you a little bit of room down here. Let's go and see what's on the option chain. TM, I think we said. Yep, Toyota Motor Corp. And let's go to the single. It's also a monthly. Not sure if you were doing it for next month or if you're doing it for today, Ward, but for next month, I say 180 would be a place, 185 even, plus minus 11. I would feel comfortable with 185, and plus 11 puts us at like 210, 205. Now it's a 10 spread. Ooh, that's another thing. It's a 5 spread on the bottom, but a 10 spread on the top. 10 spread means you got to put up $1,000 of collateral. 5 spread means you got $500 of collateral. So if I was doing, I probably would do 180, 185. Paying $77 for a 5 spread. So that's over 10% return. It's about a 15% return on your money. Okay. Amazon looking at put credit spreads. Okay, I've got nothing this week. Okay. Alexa can speak. I picked that. I didn't mean to put that on the screen. Ah la la, ah la la, the antics of it all. Okay, so we've spent the last 10, 15, 20 minutes talking about credit spreads and the credit spreads training. I do have a credit spreads training that's available at the website. We'll do it for a weekend special. $67. Regular price is $97, so it's actually $30 off. But it will train you and teach you all about credit spreads, entering, exiting, how to defend, how to pick your strikes, all those good things you can do right here in the credit spreads training at educatortotrader.com. Credit spreads training, $30 off at okay, make sure everything is spelled right. All righty. The membership, of course, is open all the time. We had some good training last night, talked about charting broadening formations, also pulled in a couple of the newbies for Chart Your Way to 100K, started working with them last night. I think it was great for not just the people who are new, but those who kind of been with the members a minute. It was good for everybody. I believe it was good for everybody who was there to also hear and learn some stuff. Okay. We have morning calls. I do need to change this graphic to 8:30. Keep saying that. I don't think about changing the graphic until we get on the call. And I'm like, I need to change this graphic. Weekly training calls. And then we have monthly coaching calls. We do those. And we have a Telegram and I hang out. We hang out. We have a good time. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell. Put the thumbs up so you can make sure that you get all the stuff that we have to get. Educatortotrader.com is where all of my things are. If you're looking for the freebies, if you want all of my resources that are free, it's running along the bottom, but the free resources are at e2t-freebies.com. e2t-freebies.com. That's where all of the free resources from Educator to Trader are located. Go ahead and grab them. Grab you some. Okay, so here's our declaration. I declare I'm a great trader. I declare I'm a successful trader. I declare I'm a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses. My accounts growing more and more each week. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I always make smart and lucrative decisions for my portfolios. I declare I'm a level-headed trader who does not trade my emotions. No, Janae, we're not keeping the graphic the same and change my time. No, I cannot. I cannot do 9:30. Okay, Lord, it's you who gives us the power to get wealth. You teach our hands to war with the purpose of establishing your kingdom. Help us today to trade wisely and strategically in order to fulfill this purpose. Give us more than enough so we can have what we need and enough to be a blessing to others. In Jesus' name. Now, what you can do, Janae, is add the prayers, add me to your prayer list. And as soon as we pray our way out of my teaching gig, I'm available all the time. But at this point, that teaching gig is still something I have to do. And since it's time sensitive, I have to make sure I'm there on time. All right, definitely pray. Y'all pray. Everybody pray. Don't forget, today is OPEX day. A lot of volatility is anticipated. You want to trade very wisely, very strategically. I honestly would probably just kind of wait. If you got positions to close, go ahead and close them and wait. Give the day some time to do its thing before you look at entering something for next week. You know, I know we enter this week for next week, so that way we can pull in good premiums now and we can let Theta help us over the weekend. So I want you to do 3 things today. Definitely 2 things. I want you to stay green. I want you to get this money, and I want you to have a great green day. All righty. I will see you in the market. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.